Some California school districts, they were experimenting with a new approach to try to spare kids from long COVID quarantines. But the strategy is not endorsed by the CDC. It's called modified quarantine. Our ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth to explain how it works.
As of last week, San Diego Unified identified about 550 students as close contacts to someone who tested positive for COVID. Normally, that would mean about 550 empty seats, with students sent home for up to 10-day quarantines. But the district was able to keep some of those kids in class with a new strategy called modified quarantine. It allows unvaccinated students to remain in school after an exposure if everyone was masked at all times when within 6 feet, and the student can undergo testing twice a week. Vaccinated students without symptoms don't have to quarantine.
It was designed to keep students in school, and I think it is doing that.
District physician Dr. Howard Terrace says the modified quarantine plan created by the state is great in theory, but challenging to pull off.
All school districts in San Diego County are struggling with this, so it is a bit of a logistical nightmare.
We checked 9 of California's largest school districts and found 4 do not allow these in-school quarantines. Some districts, like San Francisco Unified, say they just don't have the staff or the systems to ensure that kids were masked at all times and that everyone gets tested when they should. Students on modified quarantine are not allowed to attend sports or other after-school programs, and some districts say they just can't verify that.
There is an incredible amount of variability within California districts and then also across the country.
Bree Dussault is an education researcher at the University of Washington. She says a few states have adopted even looser approaches called test to stay. Some schools allow exposed kids to stay in class even if they were unmasked, as long as they undergo more frequent testing. The CDC says it does not have enough evidence to support any of these modified quarantines. Instead, it recommends unvaccinated students quarantine for up to 14 days. The caveat is that the agency gives an exemption if the school can ensure everyone was fully masked, no testing required.
What's interesting is we see across the country that most districts are not following that guidance and exempting students. They are exempting vaccinated students, but masked students are not exempted.
Dussault says some districts think the CDC guidance just isn't feasible, and some California districts may wind up sending more kids home to quarantine as a result. But as the school year stretches on, she says districts need to prepare for the possibility that kids get quarantined more than once. What worries her is that many districts haven't spelled out a plan to keep kids learning during home quarantines. San Diego has outlined its continuity of instruction plan, but Dussault's group found 5 of the 9 large California districts they checked released no plans at all. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
San Diego Unified says it is trying to find ways to make modified quarantines easier on staff by working with the San Diego Supercomputer Center. They're exploring ways to use more automation to notify parents and schedule tests. And you can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.